Good morning everyone, we are from group 2 and we will be presenting about the plant stem and vascular tissue. The stem's main function is to provide support to the plant, holding the leaves, flowers, and buds. They connect the roots to the leaves, helping to transport absorbed water and minerals to different parts of the plants. It also helps to transport the product of photosynthesis, namely sugars, from the leaves to the rest of the plant. Plant stems are characterized by the presence of nodes and internodes. Nodes are points of attachment for leaves, aerial roots, and flowers. The stem region between two nodes is called an internode. The stalk that extends from the stem to the base of the leaf is the petiole. A petiole attaches the leaves to the stem and contains vascular tissue that provides a connection from the stem. Internodes enable the leaves present on nodes to expose themselves fully to sunlight so they can trap maximum sunlight for photosynthesis.
The stem has three simple cell types: the parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma cells. Parenchyma cells are responsible for metabolic functions. They also help repair and heal wounds, and some parenchyma cells store starch. When they are fully inflated with water, they help support the plant to prevent wilting. Collenchyma cells are elongated cells with unevenly thick walls. They provide structural support mainly to the stem and leaves. These cells are alive at maturity. Sclerenchyma cells also provide support to the plant, but unlike collenchyma cells, many of them are dead at maturity. Three tissue systems made up of these simple cells. They are the epidermis, vascular, and ground tissues. The epidermis is a single layer of cells that covers and provides protection for the underlying tissue. They are usually covered in waterproof waxy-cuticle to help protect the organs from water loss and infections. Like the epidermis, the endodermis is also a layer of thick cells surrounding its underlying tissues. The endodermis is the boundary between the cortex and the stele. The stele holds the pericycle, vascular tissues, and pit. Cortex and pit are both parts of the plant ground tissue made up of mainly parenchyma cells. The pericycle is a layer of cells surrounding the vascular tissues, containing dead, lignified cells to hold the plant upright, allowing it to grow.
Moving on to vascular tissues. Vascular means having tubes for transporting fluids. The vascular tissues are made up of xylem and phloem. The xylem vessels conduct a one-way movement, carrying water and solutes from the roots to the leaves. Plants need water to keep cells turgid for support. Water is also a medium in which chemical reactions occur. It is a substrate in reactions like photosynthesis. Therefore, the xylem is made up of dead cells impermeable to water, so it doesn't disintegrate upon contact with water. They have thick cell walls and are lined with lignin for support to resist being squashed or bent. They also do not have cytoplasm, cross walls, or organelles to reduce resistance to the movement of water. Differing from the xylems, phloem vessels are made up of living cells. They transport sucrose made through photosynthesis along with amino acids up and down to all parts of the plant.
In xylem vessels, the cell walls in between each cell will completely break down to form a hollow tube water molecules can pass through. The cell walls contain lignins that provide mechanical support to withstand pressure from the plant's transpirational pole. There are pits without lignin, called non-lignified pits. These allow water and mineral ions to move out to surrounding cells when necessary. Xylem parenchyma store food and contain tannin, which are bitter and act as a defense mechanism against herbivores. In phloem vessels, cell walls will only be partially broken down. Each of these segments are called sieve tube elements, separated by the sieve plates. Phloems also have something called the companion cell, which keeps the phloem alive. The gaps between the cell wall and companion cell are called plasmodesmata. They allow easy movement of substances to and from companion cells. The companion cells are metabolically active, and they have mitochondria to release ATP energy for translocating organic materials. To close, here are several differences between the stem cross-section of monocots and dicots. Monocot stems are comprised of scattered vascular bundles, while stems of dicot plants have vascular bundles arranged in a ring. Pith is also absent in monocot, while the dicot's ring arrangement of vascular bundles surround a region called the pith. Last but not least, cambium is present in dicots, but not monocots, as they do not undergo secondary growth.